typing in the chat scammer alert or fraud alert. Scammer alert or fraud alert to let me know that you are in the chat and we are about to get started.
30 years old, I will have at least $1 million.
You hungry? Let's make a snack.
Hey, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to.
Because I declare by the time I turn 30 years old, I will have at least $1 million.
You hungry? Let's make a snack.
Hey.
Because I declare by the time I turn 30 years old, I will have at least $1 million.
You hungry? Let's make a snack.
Hey, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you've been through. Like,
what's up, good people, and welcome back to my channel where we bond over our favorite TV shows, trending topics, and everything in between that we care about. I'll upload the next video, which won't be as long as it's taken to upload this one. Till next time, take care and be blessed. Peace.
That's fine. What law I broke? Well, tell me what rule, what law did I break?
What's up, everybody? I I threw this together. I actually had planned on going live with y'all earlier, and I had a very long day. It was all unexpected. I expected to let me know y'all can hear me. Maybe you couldn't hear me at first. I don't see any responses to let me know you can hear me by typing fraud or scam alert in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me by typing fraud or scam alert in the chat so that I know. I see your comments, but thank you, Tails World, Nicole Driver, Kim Fashionably, Yolanda, Sweet Diva. All right, I see you guys now. Thank you so much for letting me know that you can hear me. Y'all probably didn't hear me that first time. I was trying something out a little different. Thank you, Diamond Heart. But anyway, I had planned on coming to all of you earlier today. I was going to do 2 lives. Then I had to take care of some personal stuff. And then it took all day. I did not expect that. And then I needed a nap. And so I was like, I would take a nap because I didn't even know what I was going to come to y'all about. I got a bunch of topics, but got to, be able to put it together, scripting and outline and all that. Pull the pictures and all that. And so I was like, let me take a nap. And then when I wake up, I'll be able to wrap my mind around it. Well, I took a 3-hour nap. Wasn't expecting that. And when I woke up, one of the first things I saw on my phone was a message from a person that I know personally and a person who knew Darius Crooks. And they were basically like, have you seen this foolishness? And I was like, no, I hadn't. But I decided that, hey, I can come to y'all with this because I'm trying to, get more content out to y'all. And obviously Darius Crooks was putting this out here because he had no real content. And so he decided to let us know once again, because this is not the first time. Some of you don't know these shenanigans that go on through the week with Darius Crooks. So I'm going to do a better job at bringing it more regularly, these smaller, ridiculous situations that come along. But Darius Crooks posted a post today on his social medias showing that he has been approved for a credit card. Now, I know to some of you this is going to sound like, what? What the fuck? But yes, so he posted that he got a new credit card, and he wanted everyone to know. He says it has no limit. She arrived. She's heavy. Where do we shop first? What? Like, he's the only one who can get a credit card, a Platinum American Express business credit card. I have one here in my drawer, but that's a whole nother story. I almost reposted this and said, tell me you don't have, that you ain't used to nothing without telling me you ain't used to nothing. Just put a picture of his credit card up and then put mine next to it. Just like, that's not a big, it's not as big of a deal as you think it is. So anyway, I just wanted to enjoy the shenanigans with you, because as usual, when these sort of things are posted, there's a lot of commentary on social media regarding it. And one of the groups, there were some comments here that I'm gonna read to y'all. Yeah, I'm seeing your comments as well. Let me hop through y'all comments real quick, then we'll get into the other ones. I see Kim Fashion, are the dinner and events canceled? I don't know if you mean period in general, like the whole rest of his events all the way through Christmas or something, whenever he's ending it for good. I don't know. They're not all canceled, but is he secretly canceling events and sending out not giving people the information the day of the events and all of that? Yes, that is occurring. And is he undersold and posting that he has 30 and 80 seats left in certain cities? Yes, that's also occurring. So I don't know the nature of that question per se, but I can add to it if you clarify a little bit more. Says, I miss seeing storage bins of Hennessy Kool-Aid, and they're still around. He actually posted, what was that, like a week or so ago. And again, I kind of rushed to come to y'all because this is just about us hanging out, kitchen table talk about this foolishness, and because I didn't want another day to go by without seeing y'all. But that's still happening. Yeah, that's still happening. And thank y'all for letting me know. Yes, the 3-hour naps are the best. Absolutely. So part of what I was going to talk about with this is the connection, because there is some speculation with this that who knows if there's a level of fraud behind it, because some of you know that Darius Crooks had an illegal credit repair business that was shut down by the state of Georgia. And he ended up having to pay $145,000 in restitution. And the business licenses, all of his business licenses were taken in the state of Georgia. So some of you know that. And so there, some of the speculation that I was seeing in some of the comments is if there is some level of fraud with using social security numbers, et cetera, because of course, if you have a credit repair business, you have access to a lot of people's social security numbers and other personal information that allows you to be able to open up fraudulent accounts. And as you see here, and this is very staged picture, so that's why I'm like, what is it's? I don't know. It's like an 18-year-old getting their first credit card. It's like, what? Who cares? As you see here in the photo, you have the American Express Platinum card that he wants to let you know it's heavy because it's like a metal. And then you have the other two that he has spread out on the desk there as well. Yeah. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, I can't share my, can I share? No, yeah, I don't want to share my screen because of the fact that there are people's names, but I'm going to read some of the comments that were out there. And one was saying that says, interesting that all of his cards don't have the same since date. Amex uses your oldest card date for all of your cards, probably using one of those scam numbers as his social security number. And I don't know how true that is. I never confirmed and checked my cards to see. But it says you don't need a Delta Platinum and Delta Reserve unless he upgraded from the Platinum to keeps it to Flex, and he pays the $1,700 in annual fees. The card is probably not even active. Probably deactivated. The account probably closed. And then someone says they believe that he uses a CPN number. And another person says that in all of my years of social media, I have never seen anyone post all of their business down to every damn credit card. He is a different kind of needy. And when I saw that, I'm like, this is exactly what it is. It's a cry for attention. It's neediness. It's showing that you grew up so destitute that you think it's a flex to brag about receiving. As a grown 41-year-old man, he feels like it's a flex to show that he can get a credit card. If you're 41, you have a business and you're a scammer with a scampire, you should be able to get credit cards. You better be able to get credit cards. And then says one person says that looks like the sample card that comes in the application with the invitation mailing. I mean, they do have his full name and business name on it, but that I could tell. I have that card too. I can tell it's the real card. It's not a real flex to show that you got a credit card in the mail and that you're able to get a platinum card as a person who is supposedly a multimillionaire. That's just, I don't know. It's so low vibrational that it's dizzying. And then he posted, because I was interested, as well as like the people who are just kind of coming for it. I really wanted to know, what are the flying monkeys saying? What are his diehard followers? Because for them, none of this seems abnormal. None of this seems like what is really happening with this scampire. They don't question anything beyond the surface. Everything he does is to them is normal. You know, they're enablers. Good Lord, now I messed up all my screens. Hold on. Okay, there y'all go back over there. Okay, so under his post, there was someone who posted saying it has no preset limit, but it has a limit. I tried spending $200,000 and it rejected it. I tried $99,000 and it approved it. So then Darius Crooks respond, yeah, I checked my spending power for $150K. She said approved. So you just said that it's unlimited. That was another thing I caught too, because I'm like, it's not a black card. It's not truly unlimited. But he's saying here, he's saying here in this post, no limit. But then you're saying here that you tried for 150, knowing that there's a limit at some point, whether it's 150 or a little higher or whatever. Supposedly, if you're a multi-scammionaire, you should have a limit of a few $100,000. Okay, great for you. Keep scamming. It's working for now. This person says, okay, some of these, of course, are going to be typos. Y'all know how social media is, so let me try to decipher. I think they're saying, how is he not used to having stuff, and he's a so-called millionaire? So basically what we just said. He's definitely not rich because, this is a different person saying, he's definitely not rich because rich people don't do this. And he probably uses CPNs to get those cards. He's just a professional Atlanta scammer. Very true. Very, 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 very true. And y'all let me know I didn't look it up quick enough, but what is CPNs, if y'all know, in the chat? I know I've heard of them before, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm still recovering from a 3-hour nap. Says no, this is a different person saying, they're responding to that person saying, I have been saying this, that Texas paper license he was showing is not real. I have the CPN software and you can print any state license with that. and that's why I like reading these comments sometimes, because people start to hip you to game of certain things that you're not aware of, because we're not scammers. They then say, yeah, he's a professional at this, and he thinks people don't know what he's up to, except for his goons. They really believe he's a millionaire. They're talking about the flying monkeys. And then they got a bunch of 3 laughing emojis. And again, this is a whole conversation these people were having. They said, you are absolutely right about this. He has some very intelligent people on his neck, though. That part is true, too. That's right. This group will eventually help to get him locked up. Let's see. Somebody says, child, you can order these things online. Again, if there's a scam where you can order these fake credit cards, I don't know, but I guess anything's possible at this point. Another person says, if this signifies wealth, then I too will be referred to as a millionaire moving forward. That was basically what I thought. Because I'm like, if this is supposed to be a flex, this is supposed to be like regular people can't have an MX Platinum, like other people with high credit scores can't have credit cards, like regular. You got to be a multi-scammionaire. Like, help me figure this out. I'm really lost. It says, Lord, only pretenders do this silly stuff. I love that one. Lord, only the pretenders do this silly stuff. That's so true. I'm like, when you look at like a Tabitha Brown, I've never seen her display not one time disclose her financial wealth to us. Not in I just got my Target deal and it's $3.5 million a year. I've never seen her do that. What she's done is given her testimony and talked about how she was in debt and struggling, and she was driving for Uber when her TTLA sandwich from oh my God, why am I brain? Whole Foods, the Whole Foods sandwich. She did a little video on it, posted it. It ended up going viral, and it just basically eventually opened up the floodgates for her for what we see today. And she talks about that, but she never says, and they paid me $10,000. So to brag about those things really show a real lack of, you ain't used to nothing. And on top of that, how much scamming are you doing? Because you're trying too hard. You're trying too hard to prove to people that you're successful versus just living purpose-driven, do your work, share your skills and talents, and live. That's success right there. This stuff, it all fades. It means nothing. I lost my best friend a couple days ago, and everything he had, big, beautiful house built from the ground up, Lexus car, all these wonderful things that he had don't mean shit now that he gone. Crooks ain't got this in his head yet. He's too busy living for the tangible, for the surface stuff, and that's why his soul is so injured and non-existent at this point. Okay, I'm gonna jump to some of y'all comments, and then we'll read a few more if y'all want. I just wanted to come to y'all with a little something today. Okay, let me find out where I left off. Yes, Tells World. He is so foolish. Absolutely. The card was in his business name. Yeah, I mean, that's how it works, though. So I have business cards as well, but you get them through your personal credit until your business hits a certain level. But yes, he is using American Express brand to legitimize himself. Yes, but and I'm with you, Diamond Hard. I'm just lost at how that means something. Like, everyday people have American Express cards. Not only celebrities, not only multi-millionaire scammionaires, not only people who run scampires, but regular folk, small influencers have American Express cards, and the platinum one just like that. So help me understand how that's legitimate. It doesn't mean it means your credit was good enough to get the card. and you get some benefits with having a card. That's what that means. Wasn't Darius Cooks LLC dissolved by the state of Georgia? Yes, it was. I'm assuming that he reopened it at this point because he keeps putting it out there. So I'm assuming at this point that it's opened in a different state, or chartered in a different state. I'm thinking because he bragged about and talked about being chartered in like Delaware or something like that before. It's probably where it's at. I never looked into it. I think other people have, and I don't know if I have that information or not. I don't really be caring. Kim is saying, I haven't seen any of his dining events online lately. Yeah, I've seen people commenting about that, Kim, where they're saying people haven't been posting as much. I wish I had stuff really handy. That's why I don't like to just pop up and go live with y'all, because then I don't have the stuff I need ready. But 2 weeks ago, there was post at a dinner event, and there were tables that were completely empty. Now, what I don't know, because you don't 100% know, if those tables of people were just really late, very odd, but there were pictures of that because it wasn't time stamp, and the people who took the pictures didn't say, oh, this was well into it, but they were saying that obviously it's so bad for him that, you know, some of these events he's doing where the tables are completely empty. I want them to thank us for that, because that they're still having even those events where the tables are empty. Because remember, I did a video, for those of you who don't know, I did a video 3 months or so ago where it was he had canceled an event by saying he forgot that he had that dinner's event at that date and at that time. And he told the people 3 or 4 hours before the event was supposed to start, oh, it ain't my fault, I forgot. And so what we realized, well, people realized as they did research, because again, somebody commented, there's some very smart people following this stuff. The smart people following this stuff ended up looking up and realizing that he hadn't sold out, that like he had only sold 8 seats or something for that particular dinner. Because there's a way you can go to his website and try to buy the tickets, and that's how you can determine how many are actually left. And so they do that. So he had only sold, like, I want to say 8 to 10 tickets or something for that particular dinner. So that was the reason he canceled. But now, because, you know, we stay on his R, he is now still trying to pushing through to have those events when those tables ain't full, which is very often now. Diamond Heart is saying, am I misremembering when that job listing was posted? Didn't he say he didn't have Darius Crooks LLC anymore? I don't remember that particular post. Very possible, but again, very possible that he since then, because it's not like if he lost, we know for a fact he lost it in the state of Georgia. What that doesn't mean is that he can't reopen or reestablish that business in a different state. Also, remember, he is now escaping to Texas, to Houston, Texas. And so he has a residence there, and he made this whole big deal about going there and getting a new driver's license, flying there and all of that stuff. So part of the reason he's setting up shop in Houston is because of the fact that he can't do any business in Atlanta anymore, in Georgia, I should say, anymore. And so he's moving shop to Texas, Houston, Texas, so that he can continue his scampire. And he even posted a few weeks ago. Again, I don't be like up on here with y'all with all this stuff every time. We're going to do more of it. But he posted that he's planning to reopen the Carolina Pound Cake Company, where he sells those dry, stale cakes by mail order. But he says he's going to do a brick and mortar shop. So basically a bakery. And he posted that a few weeks ago, but he's doing that again in Houston because that he hasn't jacked up. He'll mess it up there too. Trust. He's not good at like obeying rules and regulations, health inspections. He's gonna fail them and all of that. He out here destroying Black businesses with these horrible restaurant food reviews. It's gonna start happening to him. You got karma. Everything he's putting out there, all the evilness, the bad juju, it's gonna come back on him, and he'll have a physical location for it to all come back on him. But the Carolina Pound Cake Company was established in Georgia, was being ran illegally in a commercial space where he didn't even have his food, his health license, health department license. Excuse me, y'all. But he didn't even have his health license, and people caught up to him and eventually found out about it and was able to report it to the state of Georgia. They found out about it, shut that bakery down immediately. However, what he was telling his flying monkeys is that, and this stuff is literally documented, and people have been posting it on social media, etc., but they ignore all of it. It's lies. He stopped doing it because he got busy. Okay. He stopped doing a successful business because he got busy. Wouldn't you just, as a scammerpreneur, wouldn't you hire more staff? Like, oh, my business is getting so big that I'm so busy and it's so successful and it's making so much money. Wouldn't you then say it's time to level up and increase my staff? That's what people do. They don't say, oh, my business is so successful, I got to close it down so I can concentrate on my other successful businesses. What? But they fall for it. Flying monkeys. Enablers. Is it a secured or unsecured card? Well, a platinum card is definitely unsecured. I believe that he definitely has I truly believe that he has the card. Now, the means in which he got it, I can't say if it was fraudulent or whatever. I don't know those things, but it is a real card. It's just a matter of how he really acquired it. And the other part is maybe he technically acquired it legitimately. Why is it posted on social media? Why are we seeing your credit card security code on social media? That's the part that is more baffling to me than anything, that he thought that this was a flex. However, he likes controversy, period. He doesn't care about negative or positive. He just wants the attention. And I'm aware of this. And that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't always come out here and talk about all the shenanigans that he does. But I realize that it means it's a lot of people who miss this part of it. And that's why they think he's so innocent and that people are just bothering him, and not the fact that he's just a horrible scampire. Tails World is saying, exactly, who cares? He's a child who thinks they one up. Yeah, he is in fact a damaged child who is trying to repair the damage that was done, the not feeling loved, the not feeling seen. He's replaying this out daily on social media and victimizing us, victimizing our eyes and our ears with it constantly. Said they hit the nail on the head. Yes, these comments. I'm gonna get back. So I'm gonna jump back to some of these comments. This one person says, call me a millionaire, please. So and then another person says, I might as well be one. I might be one as might as well be one of these. I don't know what the picture not showing up. And then another person says, who do you know that shows their credit card to people? And that's the other piece too. And this person, I wish I could show y'all this, but this got all these people's names, and then I want to show my screen like that. But anyway, this one person then puts a meme of Keith Sweat saying nobody, like Keith Sweat the video. And then this other person says, to random people at that. Yeah, it's crazy. This one person says, I too have credit card debt. That's funny. Like, you're bragging about, you're supposed to be a multi-scammionaire, and you're bragging about credit card debt. Although that's supposed to be paid off monthly, it's going to catch up to it. We're going to see how this all works out. Another person says, this is bottom of the barrels. Sad and sorry. No one with real money would ever do this. I totally agree. Do we see Cardi B and other celebrities? Now, you'll see the rappers flossing their money, but I don't even think she does that. But you'll see celebrities, with their money, but you don't see them with their credit cards. And that's really more of a hip hop genre, like right? Because real successful people, when we get to talking about real success, so we get to talking about the Jay-Z's and even the Kanye Wests and stuff, they don't do that. It's a very low vibrational way of showing your wealth, which shows that you're not really wealthy. This person says, again, no true millionaire has these sort of credit cards. Credit scores and lines of credit aren't needed when you can pay cash for huge purchases. That part. They go on to say they only have the cards to accumulate perks like private jets, shutting down Hermes, or for personal shopping sprees, 24/7 personal manager services, and crazy ish like that. The only credit card wealthy people have are ones like the Black Amex, exactly, the JP Morgan Reserve card, the Dubai First Royal MasterCard, and Coots World Silk cards. I ain't even heard of that one. But for flying monkeys, low vibrational people, you know, his followers, for the most part, that's what they are. This is impressive. They don't know no better. They don't know no better. They're my cousins who ain't quite graduated from that slave mentality. That's the bulk of his followers who are impressed. Ooh, he rich. That's why they bother him. Ooh, he got a American Express metal card. This person then goes on to say, no, he won't, but it doesn't matter. Okay, let me go up one comment. So a person says he's not going to pay that $5,000 annual fee or that $10,000 initiation fee for the black card. Exactly. Because he ain't got it. As Tasha K say, he ain't got it. And then this person responds and says, no, he won't, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't have the requisite 1 million annual salary either. These people, that's why I like to read these comments, because they have me thinking things I wasn't thinking originally. That's the other thing. So if you're trying to show that you're beyond average, because you just showed your average, if you want to show that you're above average, if you're that low vibrational that you feel you need to do that for approval, it still ain't gonna heal your childhood. But if you want to go that low, if you want to go to that point to try to prove something, you would get the black card, because most people won't be able to have the $1 million annual salary proof of. And he claims he's making millions. He's a scammionaire. So he's claiming he's making millions a year, 2, 3, 4 million a year. If that's the case, you could easily prove that and get the black card, and $10,000 or $5,000 annual fee for all of the perks that come with it. If you're that rich, should be a non-factor. We should be looking at a black card there. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get back to some of y'all comments before I read them. And I ain't gonna hold y'all long on this. We gonna head on out of here. I just wanted to show y'all this foolishness. Like I said, I didn't have my other content ready for y'all, but then this fell in my lap as soon as I woke up. That's one of those your limit could be cards that come in the mail with your name already on it. Y'all said sample card. Right, black card maybe. Right, if it was a black card, I could see. It's still crazy to me. It's still stupid, but I guess I could see that being a flex. I'm not impressed with people flexing about what they can get. I don't see the point of that. Good for you. They fell and bumped their heads. Sweet Diva saying, did you see the comment when someone told him to stop scamming people? He posted the lady and the flying monkeys went in. Oh, no, I didn't see that. I wish I had seen that one. Maybe it's somewhere. I haven't really been on social media a lot this week, so I may have missed it. I mean, it may be out there and I just haven't seen it yet, hopefully, because I do archive all of that for future content. Right. He ain't even hood rich. Exactly. Hey, Precious. Glad that you made it home. Atlanta scammer, Chicago scammer, New York scammer. Exactly, Diamond Heart. Let's remind them, never forget, it's not just Atlanta. It started, his inception of his scampire started in Chicago. And then New York was the second home of after the Chicago stuff fell apart and people were after him with pitchforks. He then ran off to New York, and then New York is where it started to take off because that's when he started the cookbook fraud, scamming his followers for the shipping fees that I heard was like 20 something dollars. So he was, I think the book was 20 and then the shipping was another 20 or something crazy. So he was overcharging for the shipping to make more money. It was crazy. And then of course the people weren't getting books and all of that. So that took a little longer. I don't think that was happening immediately. I don't know. I would have to look back at my archives. But anyway, he started scamming there. And then he went to Atlanta once people started coming at him with pitchforks in New York. Now, the whole state of Georgia shut him down and came after him with pitchforks. Now he heading over there to Houston. So let's add a Texas scammer or Houston scammer to the list too. It's coming soon. He showed off a bracelet tonight. Such a proud big boy he is. I know. Oh, look at him getting his little pacifier jewelry. He is so damaged. He is so damaged. It's sad. I didn't know he was that damaged. I didn't. There's like over time with this stuff, I'm like, wow. All those stories I heard, did not know he was that damaged. We don't see Oprah, Diddy, or Tyler posting pictures of their credit cards. Exactly. Or the jewelry that they just bought. I mean, nothing's wrong with that and like buying these things, enjoying your success. But to me, it's very low vibrational to constantly be showing these things on social media for clicks and views, but also never. So you're so wealthy because when you're blessed to have wealth, God has, and you claim to be a Christian and you claim that you are highly favored and that, you know, God is in control of your life and blessing you with all these things, then what you're supposed to be doing, if you are truly a Christian and you're truly a believer, is you're supposed to be giving. So what we should be seeing instead of this credit card is him actually giving to some kid's summer camp or something, some donation, him doing some kind of camp cooking class to teach young children how to make diabetic-inducing culinary garbage, hodgepodge of garbage. Something. We should see the giving part. We never see the giving. We see the taking. We see the sales. We see the discount codes. We see the bragging. We see all the taking, but we never see none of the giving. These are things that for me are flat out like scam. The takers versus givers. When you see people who acquire wealth, like they say, money only enhances who you are. So if you are a giver, when you're broke, when you get more, you give more. It enhances it. If you're a taker, when you get it, you're going to take more. Or if you're a horrible person, when you get more wealth, you're going to be even more horrible. And that's what he's just proven. That's what he is proving on a daily basis. You got Tyler Perry. I don't know if y'all heard this. So I'm going to do the story still that I saw a day or so ago. But it's a lady in, I forgot where now. Y'all might know in the chat. Let me know. But there's a lady who, what was she? 93, 94-year-old lady who some subdivision is trying to take over her land that she has somewhere in the South. And it's been in her family for like 100 years, right after slavery, etc. And they're trying to take her land. They're trying to bully her into selling her land, basically, so they can just build more subdivisions. And Tyler Perry went under the comment or whatever, and he is vowing to help this lady. So he is using his wealth and it's not the first story of Tyler Perry doing anything. What did he pay? Real estate taxes for a bunch of people in Georgia who would be affected by the tax hike from his property and other things developing in that surrounding area. That's a giver. He's giving. God is blessing him, multi-billions now and buying studios and all these things. And he's giving. Now ain't nobody perfect. I know there's stuff that's been said about him and all that, but he's giving. We never see Crooks giving at all. At all. You have somebody say, my father passed away and I bought tickets to your, not passed away, my father's gravely ill. Basically, he won't be able to make your event in a couple months now, and I was going to treat him. Can I get a refund on that? A giver would say, you can have this, whether it's a lie or not. Hey, I'm a multi-scammionaire. I'm a scammionaire, and you might be trying to scam me, but whatever. I'm a scammionaire. I understand. A scammionaire wouldn't care about giving somebody a $500 something, $600 refund, especially in those sort of situations. A real millionaire wouldn't mind if to say, hey, every year during the Christmas season, I gift 5 seats to my followers for these dining with diarrhea events, these fan club parties that I have, where they do sample size servings of food he'd been making since I knew him back in 2000. A giver would do that, but a taker is like, y'all better click that link to my stuff, and or I'm gonna create a discount code on somebody's pain. If y'all buy within the next 20 minutes, because this lady who had cancer called me out. If you type cancer as the discount code, you'll get 10% off. What? But they think that's funny. They think that's good. They think that this is a good person that's really laid by God. The devil, Satan, blesses people. I mean, the problem is with that, there's a huge cost at the end that they don't know on the other side of that. So it looks good, but what he's gonna pay, that fall's gonna be interesting. All right, I get y'all a whole monologue. Let me get back to y'all comments, and then we ain't gonna be here. I ain't holding y'all more than an hour. We'll clock out at an hour because this is just random as hell. Y'all know, and it's grieving my soul, but I'm trying to get better at doing this because I know some of y'all okay with this. Y'all, let me do a little poll. We ain't do no poll today. Are y'all okay with this format of content? Are y'all okay with this? Hopefully I ain't doing no typo. I was typing fast. Thank you so much. Let me see if I found it. Things come up slow over here. Thank you so much, Sugar Spice friend, for the super chat. I really appreciate you, friend. This dude's schemes just don't stop. Yeah, the schemes, the clickbait, all of that. It just doesn't stop. Thank you so much for this, Catherine Miller. Credit privacy number, formatted similar to a social security number and commonly used for fraud. Thank you so much. I know I had heard of it. I just, again, I'm not in the industry for one, but for two, I don't have fake numbers. I have my business number, and then I have my Duns and Bradstreet and my social security number. Like, I don't need to do all that other finagling to live this life. Thank you so much to Marlena B, saying that credit profile number, credit privacy number, consumer protection number. So it's can be multiple iterations of that. People on this plane staring at me like, oh, you laughing out loud. Yeah, this is crazy. Hilarious. Anyone with decent credit can have access to an Amex card these days. Exactly. And I feel like they've kind of lowered their standards to some degree, to be honest, because I've seen them, because they do now like collaboration with other credit cards and stuff. So you can have a different credit card that's an Amex, different bank rather, that's also has benefits of Amex. I hope he uses the card to fix his. Y'all so sweet diva. I see you, sweet diva. I see you, and I think that's funny. No couth, right, Deborah Tab? No couth at all. Thank you so much, Deborah Hart. Diamond Hart. Thank you so much. Yeah, I haven't talked much about it. I'm not really ready to talk about it. I've talked about it on Patreon. So our executive people, they know the full story, but I have not been able to talk about it because I ain't gonna be crying on YouTube, because it's literally like my brother, a friend of over 20 years. So, but yes, yes, Explorer, validation is a drug. And if you watch him, it is truly, he is addicted to social media because he needs that validation. He needs that attention. He needs that love. And I've told y'all before, I don't know if everyone here tonight has heard it before, but I have stated that what he does on his IG lives, a person who can go live on his cell phone 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, literally, and it's random stuff and it's just popping up here and there. That to me is like, for one, what you really got going on in your life, but also you have that need for attention. It's also a level of him love bombing the lonely followers that he has as well, and indoctrinating them as well, because he's like programming them. And that's why they blindly, what do you want, master? Ooh, Darius is so perfect. Yes, Darius, y'all stop bothering Darius. Darius, what's the next discount code? Oh, they better stop coming for you. You are the clap back queen, queen, king, stunt queen. Like all of that, he's programming them. It's every day, hours a day. It's programming, and they don't realize. It's sad. It's sad when you really see it. Thank all of you for the condolences. I just don't want to click on them because I don't want to get in that mental space. But thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. Donna Hammond says he's too busy living for likes. Yeah. Once that's gone, he has nothing. Poor thing. Exactly. And he's taken, I would say, in a year, he might take 10 days away from the going live. But those are only times where he literally is something happening. Like when he was in the media and, everyone was coming after him with all these receipts and all of that. He had some rough patches in between where he couldn't get online to fake it. So he even claimed, like, I'm stepping away, blah, blah, blah. He couldn't even stay away for more than 24 hours. I think he was back the next day, or the next 36 hours he was back. I'm like, he can't even stay away. Even when he's going through, he can't stay away. He needs the attention. But what I was going to say when I first started on this track is that as long as even when I knew him, and I didn't understand the illness behind all this mental dysfunction behind this, but even when I knew him, he literally would call me every single night. So what he does, the IG lives where he does before the edibles kick in, because he has to do edibles every night in order to sleep, because he does so much horrendous, so much to people. And then other people are debating that during the day, like the edibles help him fall asleep, but what keeps him going during the day is look, if y'all know what I mean. That's what people speculate. I don't know. That I don't know. I know some other stuff. I know a lot of other stuff. And y'all know I ain't gonna never lie. If I know it to be fact, I'm gonna say it's fact. If I don't know it to be true, I'm gonna say I don't know. But I will tell you that people, and they're saying, he's always all that with his nose. I do know he has sinus issues as long as I know him. But the fact that he's able to go, constantly be online and constantly, scamming without fail, makes me start to question, okay, he might have a little aid. Yeah, the sugar booger, Tails World. Exactly. But yeah, he needed that level of validation even when we were friends, when we were close. And I was like clockwork, every night he had to call me, and random, just like you see on the lives, him talking about random stuff, him sometimes being real silly. And then until he basically was ready for sleep, and then he would fall asleep and be like, all right, well, I ain't gonna hold you. He would always say that. Okay, well, I ain't gonna hold you, because he's a narcissist and it was all about him. It wasn't never about me. It took me years to kind of realize that. But it would be like, okay, I'm done talking. All right, I'll see you later. Like, not whether or not I was done with the conversation. Yeah. I'm gonna close this poll out. 91%. Okay, let me do it this way. 91% of you say that you are okay with this content. 9% say no. All right, 9%. Well, y'all catch us in the other content, but looks like people want me to comment on these sort of things, these random posts, and I don't have to always come with 25 images on the screen and all these tons of receipts to line up with the story and the way that I put pressure on myself, which feels good to be relieved from that. So thank y'all for that, for relieving that anxiety from me. I'm gonna do this poll. Let's see. I was trying to think of the question, but let me see. Do you think Crooks posted this for validation? Do you think that Darius Crooks posted this for validation? All right, y'all can answer that when we go. Just can't stop scamming. It's a disease for nothing. Yeah. Because I don't know where he was. He liked nice things when I knew him, but he wasn't this money hungry until the end when he started scamming us. And that's how we got caught off guard. The truth is, had he behaved like this, and that's I'll get comments here that people trolling me basically, but I'll get comments like, well, why was you friends with him? What would you use a scammer to? You know, that sort of stuff. And it's like, no, he literally, besides being narcissistic and not as bad, he just wasn't as bad. The money again enhanced all of his bad, poor, horrible qualities. We all have friends or family or whatever who have those quirks or those little things that irritate us, but it ain't nothing that makes you say, well, I ain't effing with them no more. It ain't on that level. And that was Darius. It wasn't stuff on the level of, oh, I ain't effing with him no more. It was just like, sometimes he's selfish. Sometimes he's a little extra. You go out to eat and you're like, oh my God, this dude just makes going out to eat so complicated for the waitress or whatever. And sometimes I felt he wasn't the nicest to wait staff and things like that. But now, where he's literally out here dragging Black businesses, it wasn't on that level. It grew, the monster grew to that level. So that was why I was able to deal with him to that level for as long as, and again, the switch flipped, and within 6 months or so, everything was cut, and he had scammed us and everything else, and weren't friends after that. According to Google, companies market and sell CPNs as a way to supposedly fix bad credit, but they don't. They're usually stolen credits, so securities numbers, or product of synthetic identity fraud. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this AI, this artificial intelligence, affects all of this part of the scamming as well, because there's a lot happening with AI. I've actually, and I don't know if y'all are noticing, but I've started using AI for what I'm doing. Yesterday's live I did about Peter, AI helped me with that whole story. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I love it because it's like now what I've been telling y'all, like, I need a research assistant. It does it. It does it for me. It's crazy. I love it though. So we'll be getting more content out now. Even my broke have one. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I haven't hit the status that God is taking us to and me to, but I have one. I've had a couple years. It impressed his flock. Yes. Yeah, I was gonna read the Flying Monkeys comments, but whatever. We almost at an hour. The people are asking for their really sweet diva. I haven't been paying attention. Give me a little bit more on that. Like, have you seen it? Where did you see that? Like in the comments, or have you? Well, you would see it in comments, but have you seen it on the Instagram lives, or have you seen it on under his post on Facebook? Where have you seen people asking for their orders? Those are the things I like to have. And when y'all see those things, feel free to like screenshot them and send them to me via our VIP text community. You can send it on like Instagram and all that, and Facebook Messenger as well. Whatever works for you the best. But if you can send me those things, it's very helpful because, again, I'm only one man. I can't keep up with all of it, and I try. When I get time, sometimes I'll just spend an hour or two and I'll just be going through social media, grabbing what I can. The hard part is getting it all organized, because I'll grab all this stuff and they'll be like, oh my God, I don't feel like sitting down for another few hours to get it all filed away properly. Should be Darius Crooks up a lot. Right. I remember that he forgot. Oh yeah, when I was just talking about the dinner. Was that in Cleveland or something? I forgot where it was, but the dinner fan party that he completely, dining with diarrhea event that he completely forgot and just was not apologetic. I forgot. What? Again, he could have had that. He could have ordered pizza for it. I forgot my staff ain't even in yet to do no cooking. Yeah, but they just want to meet you. They just want you to sign they cookbooks with the plagiarized recipes from the Food Network and other smaller creators that they don't know you stole the recipes from. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, they not looking, the food ain't even all that anyway. It's something. Y'all had better food yesterday, not yesterday, but on the 4th of July with y'all family at the family cookout. Same kind of food. Your auntie who cook real good, making great macaroni and cheese. That's his level of cooking. It's not gourmet. It's not that. No, we don't want him in our state. Well, he's had that Houston property for a few years actually, but he's never really been there much. But now he's moving there. He was talking about moving to Florida, and I think it had something to do with the taxes and being able to get away with scamming and had money and all of that. But whatever, something didn't work out there, so now he settled to just land in Houston. Oh Lord, not the Pound Cake Company scam again. Yep. And y'all bet not. I don't want to see none of y'all in his affiliate program where he charges people $50 a month to be a part of the affiliate program. And in exchange, they it's almost like, Avon or Mary Kay. You're supposed to, sell these cakes, and then you're supposed to get commission from it. Well, there were people who signed up for it. They had a Facebook group and everything. Those people never got their commission. And when they start banding together to come after him, like, where's our money? He shut down the Facebook group because he was the admin of it. And then they couldn't really communicate with each other. And he was just ignoring them. And some of those people were still being charged on their credit card. We got those receipts too. Horrible person. Selling those brick 8 cakes, shaking my head, right? Lord, don't mess with Texas. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna catch up with him eventually. I'm just watching the train, impending train wreck. Well, it's a train wreck now, but I'm watching it to see everything that happens in the end, because it's gonna be epic. It's going to be epic when he falls. It's gonna be like Trump level epic. Like all this stuff coming down on Trump at the same time. That's what we're gonna be looking at, guaranteed. From what I read, you have to have at least a 700 score to get an Amex business. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. And I'm not saying again, we have to keep in mind, there are some things that he legitimately is able to do because he is a scammionaire. He's been scamming. He's acquired through his scampire a level of wealth, although earned through evilness. So he's able to do something. So I'll see people sometimes like, oh, he lying about this, or that can't be true. Sometimes it is, but there's a lot of stuff he does that's not. This could be true. It could be true that he literally has that card. But he had that credit repair company, and his credit was horrible at one point. It was horrible when I knew him. And he was able to fix it at a certain point, and that's what gave him the his own validation, because he thinks he's perfect, that he could then start a credit repair and do it for other people. And that's when he, started the above 701 credit repair. I kind of feel like he might still be doing it somewhere under the radar, but he, at the very least, still had access to those hundreds of people's personal information. When he shut down the company, when Georgia made him shut down the company, he still, and he really only had to shut it down in the state of Georgia. Georgia's the only place that sued him. He was running it across the country. There's still people I've seen posts along the way of people still asking him to restart or do the credit repair, like with all of this that has happened, because his excuse is that it was only illegal. The only reason he got in trouble and he won't even say trouble, it was a misunderstanding this is his words, misunderstanding in Georgia, because of the fact that Georgia has rules that you have to be a nonprofit or real estate agent or an attorney, I think, in order to run a credit repair. That was one of the issues, but the main issue was that he was committing fraud and not taking people's money. That's what made people start reporting him to the attorney general. It was so many people that started reporting him that made them investigate, saw he was running it illegally, false advertisement, and the scamming of people's money. So that was all of that. And that's also why he had to pay the $145,000 on a payment plan. Now, he claimed he paid it all at once when he went live. I'm going to break this down because we still got to go over those, the judgment. But he claimed that he paid it all in cash. And I just wrote a check. It was no big deal just to get that out of my hair. No, he was on a payment plan. He was on a payment plan. Such a liar. Oh my God, he's a liar. Says he's got to be lonely to want all this crazy attention. Yes, and needy, and a damaged human being, a damaged, unhealed child. All of that, but I see your message, Kim. I'm gonna read that in a second. But on top of that, he oh God, what was I gonna say with that? And on top of that, he earns money through this. So for social media, good or bad, it doesn't matter. You make money as long as you're getting clicks and views and likes. That's how it works for him. And that's the catch-22 with me, is that I understand that piece of it. And I'm like, the more attention I give him, the more I cover this stuff, he's making money off of it as well. Now, on the other end, I do too, but it's kind of like the best way to handle a narcissist is to ignore them. And I'm aware of that, but I can't do this work and ignore the narcissist at the same time, because the narcissist and their behavior is the problem. So this is the catch-22. This is, but I see here that Kim said, one of the excuses that Darius Crooks also used was that his lawyer also didn't know the credit repair was illegal in Georgia. But yeah, he'll say I have the best team, like that's Donald Trump. He's like Trump, Black Trump. I have the best team. My lawyers, they the best, blah, blah, blah. But they got you to start a whole illegal business in a state where their number one rule is you have to be a nonprofit, realtor, or be an attorney. Like, these are the 3 requirements. Your top-notch attorney didn't know that, and you claimed your attorney helped you with this. What he meant was LegalZoom. That was his attorney when he set up the business. Because when he put all those articles of incorporation with the pill bottles, some of y'all who've been following, y'all know, yeah, we can just talk like this and y'all know what I'm talking about without me having to find the image. But where he had those 3 articles of incorporation, charter binders and stuff, and he had his pill bottles talking about his mental health and all of that. I'm like, you get that stuff from LegalZoom. Like, you don't need a real attorney to get to be able to do those things. And he's so cheap that I know for a fact he was not doing all that through a real attorney. That's just not. It's not how he rolled. Because he's a narcissist, he thinks that he can do everything. That's what gets him in trouble a lot too. It's given I'm not used to ish. Yeah, that was the first thing I said. Who is his videographer who's always following him around? I don't know the person. His name is Corey. I think his name is Corey. I know that other guy who's the other social media guy, the bartender guy who's on Darius's balls, giving a lot of suspect, posting a lot of suspect. It's supposed to be a straight man, but for some reason he is infatuated with Darius, and I know that's going to end badly because although Darius likes attention, he doesn't like attention when he feels like a person is clout chasing or doing it to get attention, and it's gonna backfire eventually. I know Darius way too well. So the guy's like flirting with Darius, kind of, but he's a straight guy. And when Darius posted about the supposed bi guy, who the video I did for y'all where Crooks was talking about supposedly this guy was riding him, and then he saw him on a vacation with a female, and he called himself out on the guy. So then Corey, the bartender guy, gets in his comments saying, man, we could you need to quit messing with them, and although I'm straight, we could do this thing and be a power couple, and basically do everything but be intimate and do whoopee. But it was very long. It was like I want to say like 3 paragraphs or something crazy of him just pleading why they should be a power couple. And then there's been other posts. I don't do this daily, weekly stuff, but it'd be so much, y'all. And I do have it. Do y'all want me to cover this? Let me see. Let me see. Do y'all want me to cover the bartender guy? Yeah, if y'all want me to cover this, I'll do a whole breakdown, because it is who just said it, that's so weird. Kim, yes, it's cringy, it's weird. I took the screenshot because I'm like, because I know it's not going to end well. I know that Darius is going to be using the guy sometime in around the holiday. I think it's Thanksgiving maybe or something. The guy's supposed to travel to Chicago. Darius is doing some dinner, I think family and friend kind of thing. And the guy's supposed to be the bartender working for free because of the publicity that Darius is supposedly going to be giving him. So I'm like, Darius is probably going to let him hang on till then because he's getting free work. But after that, it's going to fall apart. Guaranteed. Okay, I'm going to just do y'all comments and I'm going to let y'all go because I already hit over an hour. 94, this is the last poll question. Do y'all want me to cover the bartender guy? His name is Corey too. That's why I was questioning if that's how I even got on this, because I think there's a chance that the videographer's name is Corey and this guy's name is Corey, but I could be wrong. But anyway, do y'all want me to cover the bartender guy? 94% of you say yes, 5% say no, 5% has lost. 5% might be the or it could just be people who don't care about the story, but you never know. Okay, I'm gonna do y'all comments and then we're gonna get out of here. Let me see. Did I read that one? I saw that card and kept scrolling. This screen's broke and happy for a coin. Yes. Because if he's as successful as he says, yeah, that will be. Okay, black card is only by invitation only. Okay, I didn't know that part. Vil, you write a book documentary and have it produced as a film because it will be something else. I speak it into existence, but that, let's just say that that's not on my radar. We'll put it that way. Jenna says, if he's moving to Houston, posting this kind of mess, he's gonna end up unalive down there. I don't know. He obviously has 9 lives because the way he rolls in this world, and ain't nothing happened yet. Because he's played some dangerous games with a lot of people. It's just been by the grace of the devil or Satan that he has made it. Satan ain't done with him yet, I guess. People with money don't talk about how much they've got. Very true. Again, Tabitha Brown has the life that he always dreamed of, the life that he wants. And I always use her as the example when it comes to him, because I literally know that was the path that he wanted, that he was striving for. And she has it. But the reason God gave it to her and not you, Darius Crooks, is because she knew what to do with it. She was not a horrible human being. She let her light shine, and she let the light of God shine through her in every move she makes with this. You do quite the opposite. You show the Satan in you and bring out the Satan and everybody else, your followers, your flying monkeys, your unevolved, your deplorables. You pull that out of people. laughing at people's pain and all of that. That God ain't finna bless that. That Satan is giving you that MX. Enjoy it while it lasts. Marianne is saying he just got those 2 credit cards and are on the table in February because he made sure to show them off when he got them. Thank you for even telling me when, because I did remember him posting those as well. Again, I was just coming to y'all real quick, so I didn't have time to dig and find it, the screenshots and stuff. But I'm like, okay, so those are cards you just got. I just didn't remember when. I'm like, have you just started getting credit cards? Because he's 41 years old for one, but he's been doing the social media thing for over a decade, 14 years, something like that. This shouldn't be new. This shouldn't just be happening. You've claimed to be a millionaire. He did a video that he's now a millionaire when he first became a millionaire per him. He did that video a few years, it was at 2019, 2018 or something. You just getting to this level where you could actually get a credit card? I don't know. When you say pitchforks, all I picture is Hunchback running through the night from the torches trying to find refuge. How fitting. Yes, because that's exactly what it is. Okay, I'm gonna skip a couple. If it was a diamond tennis bracelet, he already had it. He bought it when he got the first card, which just shows, again, I'm seeing y'all commenting. There's people over here on the social media platforms commenting that when you have real wealth, when you're a scammionaire, you just buy these things. You don't need to get a credit card and then go buy this diamond tennis bracelet. That shows that you don't have the money you claim you have. And it's not all over the internet. I don't know what that means, Deborah Tab. Yeah, only because y'all comments don't always be in line with what I'm talking about in the moment. So I have no idea what that means. And it's not all over the internet. But thank you for your comment. I'll say this. He actually donated to a friend's event here in Chicago. $500. I need more details, Donna. Like, email me if it's something that you can share in this chat. Because ooh. And that's probably the first time he was given $500. And it probably was a $25,000 event for the person. And do we know if he actually did give the money? I did Sugar Spice. Scampire stays dreaming of a new scam 24/7. Yeah, that's why he needs the edibles, because he says his mind is always running. So yeah. Thank you so much, Margin USA. Love everything you do. I appreciate that, because sometimes I feel like even this, it took a lot for me to push through to say, but I ain't got nothing but this post to talk about, and I don't want to just be coming to y'all not prepared, and I can't show y'all the other stuff I know related. And I mentioned credit repair and all the other stuff I mentioned. Usually, as I'm putting this content together, I'm like, okay, well, now let me pull the logo from the above 701. Let me pull the judgment from the court. You know, that's how my brain works. I'm used to presenting. Like, I worked in corporate America. I was a trainer. I did national conferences. And so it's like in my blood to present in a certain fashion. And it's like, I got to break away from that in order to do this. That's why it takes me so long to bring y'all stuff. Like in corporate America, I would have like a workshop or a conferences I would do like every quarter or so, like national conferences. But like maybe the trainings and other workshops that I would do maybe once a month, once every other month. So I had plenty of time to do these things. Now I'm just like, social media, I got to crank this stuff out to y'all like, shoot, a couple times a week. So I got to break my old habits of feeling like I got to have everything together or do it in the same way. He must think he works for Instagram. Yeah, I mean, in a way he does, because he does make money from going live that much. He does make money from it. I've read that one. He claims he can't prove all his streams of income. What? It's cruising, Karen? What? What business can't prove all of his streams? What? I hadn't heard this one. Could you give details of when that happened? Hopefully it's something I've have screen recorded, because that is just the most obscene one of the most obscene statements I've heard from him. That he can't prove all that's tax fraud. Because the IRS requires you as a business to be able, as a person, period, to be able to prove all of your streams of income. What? That's the other thing. I believe truly that that's what's going to ultimately get him in trouble is the IRS. The flying monkeys believe anything he says, that they will forever drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, that's true. No matter what, it took me a while to realize that, but no matter what's put out there, etc., he will always have his diehard flying monkeys, because the truth is they need him as much as he needs them. For some of them, he is their life. He's a part of their life at this point. He's their, internet boyfriend, or their gay best friend, or their little nephew, or all these things. They're infatuated with him, hoping that they can convert him from being a stunt queen, sissy, hoping that he will one day turn into a straight man who's interested in them. All of this foolishness. I don't understand how he does all that eating, and he had weight loss surgery. It's funny you even say this, Sweet Diva, because I was talking with a friend, another person who knows him, like knew him in real life and his previous life, and they were talking about the weight loss surgery. They're considering doing it, and it made us start. Somehow we got on the subject. Oh, because they told me they had watched one of the previous videos I did on Crooks, and they were saying, because I told them, I said, well, he claims he just had another surgery. And I said, I have not ever had that. So I don't know the details, but I know what people are saying online. And those of you who've had that experience, etc., are saying that's not how it works. You don't just keep going back. And he claimed that you had to go back for bariatric surgery. It only lasts for, what did he say, 4 to 6 years or something. And he was at his 4th year. And so that's why he had to go back to get it redone. And my friend was like, that's not how it works. And he said he must have had liposuction, because I said, well, when he had the surgery in November, which the last time he supposedly had the surgery, the sleeve again or whatever he got, he showed he had like little pinholes around his stomach. And my friend was like, he must have had liposuction, because ain't no way he had bariatric surgery again. But yeah, it's crazy. And the reason he even had to do that was because from the first time he had it, he wasn't able to maintain the weight, because he has still very horrible eating habits. He is constantly snacking. I'm losing weight naturally, and I cannot eat the way that he does. I've not had a surgery. My stomach does what I allow my stomach to do. I don't have no restrictions, nothing mechanical down there stopping me from eating. And I can't eat like that and continue to, get to my goal weight. So he's gonna, whatever work he's had done and what he's showing now with his muffin top, like, his stomach's a little flatter with the skin hanging over the belt buckle. That's only gonna last also long. I give him maybe to the end of this year, maybe a little into next year, first quarter next year, he'll be blowing back up again. Because his beyond the childhood damage, part of what came with that is this horrible eating situation. He's an emotional eater. He connects food to love. He got the internet that he tries to get love from, but he also get love from the rolled up bologna he's eating at night. And whatever else he's, every other month or so, I should say every month, there's a new snack of the month that he's addicted to. He started doing ramen noodle reviews. I'm like, those sodium filled fake noodles, like, and you're supposed to be concerned with your health. What? Jesus. Oh, he's so sad. This looks like arts and crafts my students make, right? Okay, you say, Marianne, he goes to court on Monday with kitchen. Thank you for that reminder, because I actually have been meaning to cover this to update, because I think I talked about it on the tail end of a live stream, but I never really went into depth with that story. So I need to double back on that. So thanks for that reminder or update. So he clearly has affection issues. Absolutely. Absolutely, because he didn't get it from his mother. He yearned for it. I'm over an hour. Let me do another poll. Are y'all still with me? Because I told y'all we only going an hour, and here I am still going, and I still got a few comments to get through, quite a few. Are y'all still with me? And I have another, we say 30 minutes. All right, answer that poll while I keep talking, while I keep yammering. But yeah, the fact that he had the situation with his mom, where he felt like she chose men over him, and a bunch of other stuff related to that. He and the father of the father. Some of you have heard the story of him saying he only saw his father a handful of times, 5 times or so. I need to turn my air on, y'all, because I am sweating underneath. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I was trying to function through that, but I felt like, okay, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting hot flashes or something. Like, but anyway, yeah, he was saying that he had only seen his father like a handful of times, like 5 times in his life, which is sad. His father passed away when Darius was 18 or 19, because his father literally passed away, had to be 19, I'm pretty sure, because I met Darius literally within a month or two of his father passing away. If that, it could have been weeks. And I do remember that he was saying that he went to the funeral. He has siblings, half siblings from his father's side, but he said he went to the funeral and he felt nothing because he had no relationship. It was, he said it was like going to the funeral of a stranger. That really, really affected him. Could you imagine that? And then taught him detachment. So it's a whole lot. One day, maybe I'll dig into that, like really kind of lay it out. I mean, there's other pieces I'll be doing that kind of break that down, but we're really talking about a person who was damaged in childhood, and they're just acting it out daily. It's sad. Vale, did you watch Pam the Attorney? Specifically about what? Have I heard of her? Yes. Have I seen things before? Yes. Have I seen anything recent? No. But I don't know exactly what you're talking about as far as Miss, who was that? Hey, Missy Parker. I don't know what you mean, like something related to Crooks or what? Or do I just have I watched her in general? Yes. I have. What was I watching? Something with the Bishop, and then it seemed like it was something that happened, maybe R. Kelly or something. So I've watched her a couple times. Okay, 96% of you say that you're still with me. You got another 30 minutes. Okay, so y'all went out. Okay, and the 4% of you watch the replay if you're interested. I'm glad you didn't get 4% disagree. I think you're just talking about that last poll. I don't know what. Wait. Oh, you said that she. Okay, good. I'm working my way down the comments. So you did answer. Pam was discussing Crooks today. Okay, I know. I didn't know anything about that, but I will definitely check it out. You know, I'm interested in anything just because I have that in-depth knowledge, and I like to, and then might get some new information I don't know about. But maybe that's what it is. You're talking. Maybe she's covering what's happening on Monday with the kitchenista suing Darius Crooks for defamation of character. So it'll be interesting to see, because to me, she does have a case when it comes to that and him, because of all the horrendous things. And she's suing, if I'm not mistaken, for a total of $75,000. I wish it was way more, but for $75,000. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. They can't stop scamming all day long. Right. All night long. Nicole, 34 votes, but over 100 of us present. What's up with that? People be busy. Sometimes people are just watching. They might be under the covers, just staring at the screen. They ain't trying to pull their hands from under the cover to hit a button on the screen. Could be driving, listening to it like a podcast. They could be in the bushes, just seeing what I'm going to talk about so they can post about it. You never know. Okay, I'm trying to see. Precious G, I love when you when you preach, Frank. It just comes out sometimes. Sometimes when I get to get to elaborating. Right, y'all saying, I'm seeing quite a few of y'all saying Texas don't play, so we'll see how that goes with his scamming. I don't. Michelle is saying, I just don't understand how people live with being this evil. Yeah, and get away with it for so long as well. Nicole is saying narcissistic individuals have no empathy for others, heartless and cold-blooded to the core. Absolutely, and you see that with him. He's able to be a chameleon though, because you'll see people who don't see that side of him. And again, this is the other piece I try to explain. Well, have in the past. I don't give a f now about explaining anything to validate my position of how I got scammed or how I was even friends with him as long as I was. A narcissist will love bomb you, and they can be a chameleon and give you a perception of what that the reality they want you to feel or how they want you to feel about them or think who they are until they're done with you or done with the situation. And then you see the true colors. He did it for 10 years with me. And that's why the friends that he has now, the, what's her name? Crystal and all these other people who his regular players who come in the picture and his newer employees who hang on. I'm not surprised that they feel like he's a good person and they can count on him and he's there for them and whatever ever. I get all that because I had the same thing for 10 years until he turned on me. Like, all he has to do is feel threatened by you for whatever reason. So I'm seeing questions. I haven't gotten to them yet, but I'm seeing questions about the Pam, the YouTuber. I think is Attorney Esquire, Pam Attorney Esquire. If y'all know the actual YouTube name, you can put it in the chat. I don't know the actual her actual YouTube name. I know how to get to, I've watched it, so I can get to it, but I don't know it. But I think if you maybe type in Attorney Pam, or because I feel like Esquire is in her name, ESQ, in her YouTube title or video channel name. Also be doing illegal stuff in other countries. Yeah, I haven't even Margin USA. Thank you for that. There's a story I've been sitting on for months now about the fraudulent activity in other countries as well. I'm gonna get to all this stuff. It's a lot, y'all. But now I have this new system with a artificial intelligence helping me out, so I can get to the stuff a lot quicker. So yeah, that'll be on the horizon. Also on IG, he can have members and make money on IG. Yeah, I don't know. Did he ever start the subscriber thing? Because IG does have that subscriber situation now. I was wondering if he's getting people Social Security checks, if a bunch of people Social Security number. We just don't know. I mean, the truth is, I don't put anything past him at this point. What happened to his boo, Jerome? Kim, you probably been out of, well, I ain't gonna say you've been out of loop, but maybe you just missed that saga. But that all that went down last fall. Was that last fall? Yeah, that was last fall. That was a long time ago. They moved in together in August of last year. They were supposed to be getting a house, renting a house together. They did move in together. Within a month, Darius Crooks was dumping Jerome, claiming that he just couldn't fake it no more. He realized it just wasn't working, et cetera, et cetera. And he broke up with Jerome via FaceTime. And while Darius was at one of his Dining with Diarrhea events, and he said that Jerome was calling him like he normally does to say, I hope you have a great event, all this stuff, being supportive like regular normal people do. Darius Crooks couldn't take it. It's too much support, too much realness. And so he said that he told Jerome during that he can't do it no more. Darius Crooks then started living in his Airbnbs or multiple Airbnbs and hotels, etc. And he still had his stuff at the house they were renting. Then he, earlier this year, because this stuff was there for a couple months, earlier this year, he finally moved his stuff out. That probably was March or April. Actually, it was kind of later. He ended up moving out, finally moving his stuff out. Darius moved his belongings out of that house and moved it into the warehouse where I think it still is. So yeah, I mean, we can, break that down more, but that's the summary of that. He said that he couldn't do relationships. He just was too busy, et cetera, et cetera. But then within a couple of weeks, he was talking about he wanted to go on dates. And now he's desperate because y'all saw him posting, the story we went over about the DL guy and him basically dragging the guy because obviously he wanted more from the guy than the guy was giving him. And he's been talking to this dating coach guy who's on Instagram, telling him he needs to get hooked up. But then he's saying, I'm too busy. I'll wait till December. But I thought you broke up with somebody because the love of your life, because they were talking about getting a farm in Florida and all this other stuff. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Anyway, margin. Yeah, I like to stick to topics that we're on, and thank you for the super chat. But I don't know exactly, like messaging me when we're talking about other topics, but I don't know what additional news that you're speaking of besides the stuff that's been out there a couple weeks about him losing his house and all this other stuff. But it's on my radar. I haven't talked about it yet. But yeah, I don't have anything other than that, or know anything other than that, I should say. That's what's already out there. Just don't care. Just don't care about the bartender. Oh, that was you. So you were one of the people that said you weren't interested. You're right, Vale. His name's Corey. So we're talking about the videographer's name is Corey. So I guess both of them are named Corey. Get in touch with TMZ. They'll catch his behind. The thing is, Darius Crooks is not as popular or well known. Have we had an hour and 30 already? We're about to cut this off. But Darius Crooks is not as popular and known as he is in this little orbit. They don't care about him. He's not big enough. So they're not going to cover him. That was the issue that we were having when people were trying to get the media to cover this. Most of them weren't interested because they like, he's not a real celebrity. He's not that big. So yeah, they're not interested in him. And Tab is helping us get rid of diabetes. Exactly. She's helping people eat better and live purpose-driven lives too. Like she's always every other day I'm seeing some post from her, some video she's doing encouraging people and stuff. Just polar opposite, which is I'm sure why she eventually stopped following Darius Crooks, because she used to follow him and she was following him so long. I'm like, does she not know? Because their brands are totally different. And then eventually she wasn't following him no more. I was like, she finally got it. But it was actually, she stopped following him. And then all of a sudden he started talking about her. And that's when he was like, what happened to her restaurant? Because he got his feelings hurt. Again, validation. He lost that validation, got his feelings hurt because she unfollowed him. And then he wanted to secretly kind of try to drag her without seeming like he was dragging her, but that's what he was attempting to do. Like, what happened to her failed business? Even though it didn't fail, she just stopped being business partners with that guy. Beyonce also never talked about money either. Right. 45 is not a millionaire either, right? Oh, yeah, you're talking about Trump. He supposedly has a net worth of 1.5 million. If we're talking about Darius Crooks, that's the other piece. If you're talking about Darius Crooks Tales World, is that it's not adding up because he's been claiming to be a millionaire. Like I said, I think that post, the video he did was maybe 2018, 2019. We're in 2023. You were a millionaire then. You telling me your worth has only increased $500,000 since, let's go with 2019, but yet you claim that you're always making millions each year. He claimed, even when he did the Dining with Diarrhea, I'm sorry, got to say the right name. Dining with Diarrhea event for 2023, this tour year. Last year in April, when he was bragging about selling out, he said he made, I want to say it was 1 point something million or 2 something million, $1 to $2 million. He said he had made back then. Wouldn't that technically, I know, you know, some of his overhead and all that other stuff, even though he acts like that doesn't exist because he only brags about net, not the gross. But let's just go with the gross, an assumption of the gross. Let's even take away, shouldn't that be another, if he say he made $1.5 million or so, shouldn't that be at least $800,000 or something close to that? Shouldn't that now take this to 2 million something? And then again, that's only one occurrence of him talking about how much he's made. And he's always talking about I made 300,000. I just made 700,000, like all that stuff. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. He should technically be at 3-4 million. And I think that's why I said, but he just lies. So you just never know. But that's why I said that amount. I'm guesstimating based on the lies he tells. It was new, different one. Chain link. Oh, you're talking about the jewelry that he supposedly, meaning him, supposedly just purchased with the card he just got. That's another sign of being broke, though. You get a credit card. That's some broke mentality. You get a new credit card and you immediately go out and buy something. Immediately. Oh my God, I got a credit card. That's what I did when I was 18 and would get a credit, or in my early 20s, and would get credit cards, a new credit card. I would be like, ooh, what can I charge with this? Now I get credit cards and I don't touch them for like 8 months, a year. And then I'm like, ooh, let me use it so they can have some activity. Such a poser. Oh my God, that is such broke behavior. The other day he showed a receipt and a tip he left was less than double the tax. Yeah, and even that, I've given some great tips. I tip well generally, period, unless the service is horrible. I tip well, period, but I have given some great tips. Never once have I had the urge to take a picture of it and post it on social media to brag about how well I can tip or that I have the money to be able to tip. It's craziness. Vale, you have that recording about him not being able to prove his sin. Oh, thank you, Marianne. Thank you. Marianne knows some behind the scenes stuff of how we operate with gathering receipts. Okay, thank you for that. If you remember when, text me that though. I don't necessarily. I mean, you can put it in the chat. No, text it because I'll probably forget to check the chat. If you remember when or approximately when, so I know where to look. Because I got a ton of. I probably got like 15 of them waiting for me to archive. Tells World, that's a lie. I had the sleeve he probably got in. See, I don't know what these means. RNY. I don't know what that means. I'm not experienced. That's not true. Jazzy's saying that's not true. I'm a nurse who takes care of post-op patients, many of which had bariatric surgery. And you know, Jazzy and Tails World and everybody else in here, because I know it's a few of you who've had the surgery or have experience knowing about it. The other piece is that he has followers, quite a few, because that's some of where they bond, is who've had the surgery as well. So they know better. But then he even has intelligent followers who are like nurses and doctors. And nobody's, I mean, some people, but there's no mass pressure on him to say, stop lying to the people. Like, this is not true. And one of my things is like, he doesn't properly use his platform for good. And that bothers me because there's power when you have a following of any level, really, to be honest, but especially at that level, to that he could be misleading people who don't know, who aren't informed. Let's say if I was a person who was blinded and following him blindly, I don't have experience with that. And so listening to him saying, you got to re-up and redo it every 4 to 6 years, otherwise it don't work or something. If I don't know no better, I'm trying to do that, you know, or the way he's eating, even to having that surgery and constantly snacking and drinking alcohol. I've seen comments along the way of people saying you can't drink. Oh, I'm saying that in Tails World. Her next comment is drinking alcohol would make you gain the weight back. All of this. he's on his live stream versus educating the people properly, as Tabitha Brown has done with veganism, versus educating the people properly and saying, hey, you know, we can't really drink alcohol like that. So here are other things that I do to substitute for the alcohol. Instead, this fool on his live streams, weekly cooking video live streams, first thing he do is make an alcoholic beverage and then get sloppy fake drunk in front of them. It's horrible. It's a misuse of a blessing, and to have a platform like that and to make a mockery of it, make a mockery of what you claim God gave you, but the truth is the devil has given it to you. Satan is your godfather. That's all I'm saying. If he is doing white powder, booger sugar, he would lose weight too. Okay, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Are there any large people who are addicts? Because maybe he just do a little bump here or there just to get a little energy. I don't know. Does it make a difference? I mean, he also is doing edibles, so does it counteract? Because maybe the edibles kind of make him hungry, want a snack, but then make him, give him the energy, burn it. I don't know. Again, thank God, because I try to live as much. I'm not perfect. I ain't gonna sit over here and act like I'm perfect. I ain't never done nothing wrong in life, and that ain't what I'm saying. But the whole sum of me, I am purpose driven. I am led by God. I pray that God allows his light to shine through me every day. And thankfully, I think due to that, no matter what life is bringing me, I don't require any of those vices. And it's a blessing. Everybody got something, but I don't need no drugs. I don't need no alcohol to persevere and to push forward. And that's a blessing. And I thank God for it. I thank God I'm scared of it, to be honest. I'm scared to smoke weed. I'm scared to, meaning I don't want to become addicted. My thought has always been, I don't trust myself enough that if I start doing those things or even trying them, that I won't love them so much that I'll become a crackhead. And I'll be on here begging y'all for money with white powder down my nose. Could you pop in my hand? Chris Rock on I forgot what movie that was. I don't trust myself. I believe that I could easily become a crack addict or a dope head, easily, because I have an addictive personality as an Aries. So that's why I don't do those things. I drink occasionally, but I'm not addicted to drinking at all. I can go months without touching a drink and be around people drinking and not be into it. You should do a live starting from his childhood to present. Well, I technically have that on the reality on Velby Reacts channel, where I kind of did the timeline beginning. Yeah, I did his life, his early life, not as much detail as I have, but I did the early life into how we met, into how he scammed, and then kind of went into the other stories. Did I talk about somebody put in the chat, they had already put in the chat, it's Pam Esquire something, I saw it. That's the YouTube channel name, so I'll probably check it out if I'm up late. I shouldn't stay up too much later because I want to throw off my tomorrow, but I'll check her video out probably in the morning. EJ is saying in the bushes, yeah, I think that's why some people aren't in the chat. Yeah, so that's the channel, Pam Esquire, the Law Intellect. Yeah, thank you for, I forgot who was it, Tails World who first mentioned that, but thank you to Tails World or whoever first mentioned that. Right, Kim fashionably saying, because Darius Crooks saying that he's too busy to date and be in a relationship, but he's not too busy, obviously, for these random hookups that he brags about, and called himself a whore. He said, you know I'm a hoe. Yep, you are. Do you think he wants to move to Florida and the law they have to protect his assets? Yeah, that was my original thought, was why he was trying to move there, was for some protections of his assets, because he, probably thought the FBI, there's been conversations that the FBI is after him, some stuff I've heard behind the scenes. I don't, FBI don't talk to us, so I don't know any details, but Says my cousin actually bought the house he owned in ATL, but my cousin doesn't know who he is per se. So did he lose the house or sold it? Supposedly he sold it. I think he sold it. Yeah, because I think it was listed, or he talked about listing it and all of that. So I don't know. If your cousin bought it, though, your cousin would be able to know how they got it, if they got it through foreclosure, etc. Julie says, what does Dr. Bobby see in him? He's a medical professional staying in a friendship with a fraud. Yeah, you know, and I try not to judge because I see people, there are people that I was following or had intended to follow who socialize with Crooks. And because I know who Crooks is, I'm like, and the stuff about him is like everywhere at this point. It makes me question the character of everyone who still interacts with him. But then the other side is, I then say maybe they don't get it. Maybe they haven't dug in depth, because the truth is maybe they want to stay blind to some degree. But I have questioned the Dr. Bobby thing. But again, I feel like it's the same, him and others, but I feel like it's the same as what I said with my friendship with him. There were whisperings about Darius, even when I knew him in Chicago, from people. I purposefully just didn't pay attention, but I would hear murmurings of people who didn't like him or would say things, but I never dug deep enough to see, dug at all, to see what it was really about. Like, well, why these people got a problem with him? Like, I wasn't doing that. I'm assuming that it's the same with the Dr. Bobbies and others who interact with him, and they're just not, they're taking what he say as at face value. Of they're haters. They, you know, Vale is just an ex-scorned friend who is jealous of me. You know, like, it's the basic, because those are the easy things to go for, and they're not questioning to say, well, let me watch his videos and let me really see what's happening over there, to be able to say, no, he ain't really talking about y'all and y'all friendship. He talking about all these things with receipts. So yeah, but there are some people that I honestly like have unfollowed and all of that because of that. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And again, like I said, he was a good friend to me. And so I can see him. That's the version they're getting. They're not getting treated like it. I don't know. It's, again, I'm all over the place with it, as you can see, because I'm working it through my mind. Because the other part is, he wasn't famous he wasn't a public figure. He was an everyday person when I knew him. And I did not see the level of behavior that is occurring. And I can't see myself knowing him even back then and seeing what he does now, if he was doing this sort of thing and still being with him and supportive of him and all that. So I don't know, but I'm different. So I would have distanced myself from him no matter what with this sort of behavior, and they don't. So I don't know. How much for right? How much for real? What about the sauce? Right? What movie was that? I forgot what. Okay, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker was the movie with Chris Rock. I loved that movie. Y'all gonna make me watch it again. Who is Dr. Bobby? Dr. Bobby is one of Darius claims is like his best friend. It's a guy he met when he escaped to New York and kind of rebranded himself after scamming all the people in Chicago, including myself. They became friends, and word on the street is that Dr. Bobby is kind of like his go-to person. Like, if something happens to Darius, Dr. Bobby knows where all the bones are buried, sort of thing. Dr. Bobby, did I say Dr. Barry? Dr. Bobby actually has a YouTube channel, but he doesn't post regularly. He has like a handful of videos. But yeah, that's about all I know. But he's like a real doctor, medical doctor. But supposedly he's Darius' friend and best friend or whatever. And he's okay, obviously, with what's happening. Did he and Carmen fall out? Absolutely, tells world. Like, that's a whole thing. I can't even scratched the surface on that story. I do have it. I've been kind of slowly putting it together, but yes, Darius, basically what happened was Carmen ended up having similar drama to Darius, where people were starting to call her a scammer from using Cash App scams, scamming her followers to have them send Cash Apps for these supposed people she was helping, like homeless people. I'm sorry, houseless people, people in need, etc. And she would do like these fundraising campaigns. Well, a family came out and said that she supposedly did it for them and she raised all this money, but she only gave them, she put them in an apartment, and she gave them a couple things, but they know that she didn't give them the whole sum of what the money people brought in. And they didn't have an account at the time. They were family of 3 or 4. I think they had 3 or 4 children, husband and wife. But anyway, they came out, and then it was like other stuff that was coming out about her gambling addiction, just some other accusations. All of that stuff hit the fan. Whereas when his stuff hit the fan, she was on his cooking lives, drunk and defending, nobody better not mess with my Darius. Leave him alone. He a good man. She doing all that for him. When he got his scandal, I don't believe nothing nobody said about my Darius. All of that, and then happens to her, and not even as bad as his. I mean, it was bad. Scamming is bad. But first thing he doing is, oh, what's this happening about Carmen? And then he's saying, yeah, I think she told me I could talk about it. I think that's what she said, like, playing dumb and crazy, but knowing that he's spreading her business. So he's spreading her business. Oh, her and her business partner fell out, and it was whispers of whether or not she owned her house. Found out she didn't own her house. A business partner bought it for her. She lied that it was her house. All of this stuff that people on social media do. She did all of that, and while she was going through, he just turned it into commentary, started doing videos on it. And this is supposed to be his friend, but also a lady who held him down and was defending him, and he on the phone crying to her and stuff when he was going through all the stuff in 2021 where people was dragging him for filth and exposing him. So he's a horrible person, a horrible friend, of course. So it's more to it, Tales World, and anybody else who knows Carmen and Darius. But she even a couple of weeks ago reached out to him. I did see this part. Reached out to him saying that she wanted to talk, wanted them to meet up and kind of squash this and talk. He said basically, F her, I ain't effing with her. Because with him coming at her and airing her out and making fun of her situation and all of that, she started clapping back a little bit, saying, well, they say he a scammer. It wasn't nothing major, is all true. But because she had the audacity to even bring his name up, he's a horrible person. He's just a horrible person. But anyway, so no, they did fall out. There's more to it. I do plan on doing a breakdown of the story because there was so many layers to it. But y'all know I'm covering a lot. I'm always covering a lot. So yes, oh my. Oh my. And that's a good way to end this because I am way, way over the time. But I appreciate y'all. I was able to add a lot of commentary for this one little post. So I guess this tells me I don't need all the production behind everything. But yes, and he still talks bad about her. He mentions her name at least weekly. He mentions Carmen's name and drags her. And again, this was his friend. Okay, I'm gonna do these last two. Says, do you think it's possible he's lying about his childhood and he was actually the problem when it comes to being kicked out of his house? And where was Granny? Why didn't she take him in? I believe some of the story is embellished, and I do plan to do a deep dive on this because I actually have his blog post from back then when all of this stuff was going down, literally in real time back in 1998, 1999, when he was typing about his life and what was happening, blogging. I have it. I told you I got a lot. So I do plan on breaking it down. So what I will say is I feel like because he's a narcissist and he's always been a narcissist, this didn't just happen, that narcissists always play the victim. And in that blog, the stuff that I do have, you see him playing the victim, but the version of the story looks a little bit different slightly than today. So it starts to help you see how he's embellished to make himself even more of the victim than he was claiming to be back then. But yes, I do believe that he did something. At this point, I do truly believe that he did something in order for them to kick him out at the age of 17, 18, or whenever he got kicked out, his parents, well, his mom and his stepfather. I truly believe that he did do something to cause that. The reason his grandmother had passed away by that point. So that's would be the reason why she didn't take him in. But Miss Tillery did eventually take him in. And Miss Tillery, you will see, that's the lady he bought the car for. You'll also see her occasionally under his post, or he might have her on the phone or something like that. So that is why Miss Tillery is dear to him, because she did take him in. He also lived with his friend Eric, who has been on his lives a couple times lying about me, saying that he never liked me, which I never liked him either. So it's mutual, because he's a messy stunt queen like Darius Crooks. And I thought it was just him. And we were fake phony nice to each other the whole time. But I thought it was just him. I never realized at that time that Darius, they're one and the same. And that's why they were friends the whole time. I thought Darius was cut from a different cloth. Darius is just able to turn it on and off and run in different circles. So says, wow, we know you got us. Yes, I got y'all. I got y'all. It's a lot to it, but I got y'all. Thank you to everyone. Yes, I enjoyed this evening. I'm glad I was able to, push through all my hesitation to not come on and feel like I'm not giving the spectacular presentation. So I'm glad y'all enjoyed everything. Yes, as Marianne said, please hit that like button on your way out. Thank you to all of my moderators on the front end, Precious G and Marianne and whoever else may have been there that I may have missed. I really greatly appreciate all of you. And I will see y'all if I can tomorrow. I got like stuff going on tomorrow. It's losing my best friend has me like has me prioritizing family and friends because I never thought I would lose my best friend like that. And we had plans next in another 2 weeks. Literally the day we're supposed to go out or the weekend we're supposed to go out to catch up because I hadn't seen him in a couple months is literally now the date of his funeral. So it's just a reminder to me to prioritize my family and friends. So I have to go see a family member tomorrow who's not hasn't been well. And I don't want to push it off saying, oh, I'll do it in 2 weeks, like when I'm more free, because you might not have it 2 weeks. So reminder to all of us to love on the people who you love and don't take any day for granted because they can be gone like that. And yeah. So with that, thank y'all. And I will see y'all as soon as I can get back on here. And until then, take care and be blessed.